Wait, you just opened my door without, all I did was just say I want to turn on my camera, and you opened my door.
You're failing to provide your identification.
I never even said I'm not trying to offer my identification. What is going on with you guys? Are you okay? What's your name? What's your badge number? Can I get your card, please? Sir, what? I was trying to comply and talk to this gentleman, and then you got very aggressive.
You've been asked 3 or 4 times very nicely to give your driver's license.
No, sir. You asked me.
Are you going to give your driver's license?
Can I talk?
Are you going to give your driver's license?
Can I talk?
Are you going to give
Am I allowed to talk?
After you give your driver's license? Sure, 100%.
Am I allowed to talk to you, sir?
The mistake people are making, it becomes a tug of war over, he's going to tell me why he pulled me over, or I'm not going to give him my license. I'm not going to give him my license until they tell me why they pulled me over.
Are you going to identify yourself?
Am I allowed to talk to you, sir?
After you provide your driver's license, we'll be more than happy to talk to you.
Brothers, give them your license, your registration, and your proof of insurance. And then plead the fifth. You gotta plead the fifth. All you do is plead the fifth. Nothing else but the fifth. Why are you using extra words? Every word you use, he's gonna use right against you.
Oh, goodness. Okay, here we go. All right, that's fine. Everything is here. So it looks like we are going to be spending the night in whatever precinct they bring me to.
Sir, if you just provide your driver's
because
license, it'll go a lot smoother.
they're forcing me to force my ID when I have not committed a crime.
You have committed a crime.
What's my crime? You haven't even stated what my crime is.
So going 60 inside of there, you were speeding, sir. So all I need is your driver's license, registration, proof of insurance. Like I said, I've asked you 4 or 5 times. And
No, you did not ask me 4 or 5 times. He said he asked me 4 or 5 times when he did it from this side. You only asked me
why you got pulled over. You want to hear his lies? You want to hear he's going to make stuff up? Stop answering any questions.
Because you're failing to identify yourself.
No, you didn't even give me a chance, sir. And you are very aggressive.
Okay, can you go and step out of the vehicle for me?
You did not give me a chance, and you are very aggressive.
What is the police goal? They want to arrest you, impound your car, and steal your money.
So, I was just communicating with this gentleman.
Sir, like he says, can you please step out of the vehicle?
And I'm confused. This is weird. Do you not understand how any good law-abiding human would misunderstand your aggression here? Because I was talking to this gentleman, and then next thing I know, this guy is being very aggressive when we were trying to understand the situation, and he was trying to help me understand the situation. But yet, this gentleman here, what's your badge number?
13402.
What's your name?
Deputy Watley.
This gentleman here decide. This is the last time I'm gonna talk to you.
License, registration, and proof of insurance, please.
I mean, I wasn't even doing that. Why you pulled me over? I wasn't speeding.
What do you mean why I pulled you over?
I'm just
You're driving 20 miles over speed limit. I got you on my radar.
Dude, I was going 15 miles. You see me just turn down
No,
the street?
I didn't see that. I
You
didn't see that. Can I get your license, registration, and proof of insurance?
I just don't feel justified like you pulled me over. I think because you know what neighborhood I'm in. And,
Okay.
I mean.
Can you do me a favor, sir? Can you step out of the car?
For what?
Sir, can you step out of the car?
I didn't even.
Sir, can you please step out of the car? Thank you. Here, just give me your hands. Give me both your hands.
Sorry,
I'll take
sorry, I'm not.
She's filming. She's filming. I'm filming. Come on, step out.
Sorry, listen to me real quick. Listen to me. I didn't.
Do you have to do this?
Damn, bro.
There you
Damn, bro. Come on, man.
There you go.
All right, come on, man. I didn't even do that, bro.
Ma'am,
I'm gonna talk to you. Don't talk.
You're going to take another ride.
Okay, I will. I said I will.
Get out of the car.
Okay, I will. I'm not sure what you're doing.
Now.
Am I safe?
Get out of the car.
Am I safe?
Get out of the car.
Am I safe?
Yes. Get out of the car.
I'm safe. You're saying I'm safe. I'm trying to understand what's going on. I'm sorry. I'm scared.
Get out.
This is a scary situation, guys. This is scary.
Why the f are you pulling me over? I'm not going to stay calm.
I just need your license, registration, and proof of insurance.
No,
Okay.
I'm not giving you my license.
You're not
No, I'm not giving you.
Sissy, just
Why? Stop it.
What are you doing, sir? What are you doing? What the f are you doing, officer?
Stop.
Why are you arresting her?
This is not legal.
No, what the
Get out.
This is a scary situation, guys. This is scary.
Hold on. It doesn't matter why they pull you over. Don't engage. Don't talk. Don't say anything. Just invoke your Fifth Amendment right.
And then when I was trying to discuss with you to figure out the situation, to understand the gravity of the situation, unfortunately, this gentleman here decided to get a little aggressive.
Anything I say to this guy, he'll use against me. So why do I care? I do not care why that cop is pulling me over. If I answer one question, he's gonna ask me another and another. And you know he's gonna say, I'm arguing, and pull me out of the car.
Trying to
Get out of the
understand what's
car.
going on. I'm sorry. This
This
gentleman
is the
here
last time I'm gonna ask
decide.
you.
This is the last time I'm gonna talk to you. Don't talk.
I don't want to have any conversations with any cops ever. I invoke my Fifth Amendment right immediately.
Wait, you just opened my door without, all I did was just say I want to turn on my camera, and you opened my door.
You're failing to provide your identification.
I never even said I'm not trying to offer my identification. What is going on with you guys? Are you okay? What's your name? What's your badge number? Can I get your card, please? Sir, what? I was trying to comply and talk to this gentleman, and then you got very aggressive.
You've been asked 3 or 4 times very nicely to give your driver's license. You know.
No, sir. You asked me,
Are you going to give your driver's license?
can I talk?
Are you going to give your driver's
Can I
license?
talk?
Are you going to give
Am
your
I
driver's
allowed to
license?
talk?
After you give your driver's license? Sure, 100%.
Am I allowed to talk to you, sir?
Are you going to identify yourself?
Am I allowed to talk to you, sir?
After you provide your driver's license, we'll be more than happy to talk to you.
Oh, goodness. Okay, here we go. All right, that's fine. Everything is here. So it looks like we are going to be spending the night in whatever precinct they bring me to,
Sir, if you just provide your driver's
because
license, it'll go a lot smoother.
they're forcing me to force my ID when I have not committed a crime.
You have to know.
What's my crime? You haven't even stated what my crime is.
So going 60 inside of there, you were speeding, sir. So all I need is your driver's license, registration, proof of insurance. Like I said, I've asked you 4 or 5 times. And
No, you did not ask me 4 or 5 times. He said he asked me 4 or 5 times
I have
when he did it from this side. You only asked me a quarter of a time. And then when I was trying to discuss with you to figure out the situation, to understand the gravity of the situation, unfortunately, this gentleman here decided to get a little aggressive.
Because you're failing to identify yourself.
No, you didn't even give me a chance, sir. And you are very aggressive.
Hey, can you go ahead and step out of the vehicle for me?
You
please?
did not give me a chance, and you are very aggressive.
Can you go ahead and step out of the vehicle for me, please?
So, I was just communicating with this gentleman,
sir, like he says, can you please step out of the vehicle?
and I'm confused. This is weird. Do you not understand how any good law-abiding human would misunderstand your aggression here? Because I was talking to this gentleman, and then next thing I know, this guy is being very aggressive. When we were trying to understand the situation, and he was trying to help me understand the situation. But yet, this gentleman here, what's your badge number?
13402.
What's your name?
Deputy Watman.
This
This
gentleman
is the
here
last time I'm gonna ask
decide.
you.
This is the last time I'm gonna talk to you. Don't talk.
You're gonna take another ride.
Okay,
Get out
I
of the car.
will. I said I will.
Get
Don't,
out of the car.
okay, I will. I'm not sure what you're doing.
Now.
Am I safe?
Get out of the car.
Am I safe?
Get out of the car.
Am I safe?
Yes. Get out of the car.
I'm safe. You're saying I'm safe. I'm trying to
Get out of the
understand what's
car.
going on. I'm sorry. I'm scared.
Get out.
This is a scary situation, guys. This is scary.
Hold on. He's gonna ask me if I know why he pulled me over to try to get me into an argument so that he can pull me out of the car and put me in torture cuffs and torture me and take me to the dungeon. His goal is to take me and kidnap me and put me in jail and take my car and take my money.
That's exactly what his goal is, 100,000%. Welcome, everybody, to another rendition of Delete Laws. What is going on out there in the land of the unfree America? How is everybody doing today? Life under the microscope. What is going on? Denny, Rick Highland, Butch the Original, Cope Dog is in the hizzy. What is going on? I don't see Dan Rasmussen, my Australian friend. What is going on? How is everybody? Age Go. What is going on? Just taking a look at the names here on the side. Steve, how are you, my friend? Dwad, the man. This is the gentleman suing for his Second Amendment rights being confiscated here in the state of California. I got Ski in the chat, Raddick, aka Ski, Chuck, Mikey B. What is going on, Playboy? What is going on? Artle is in the chat. Christopher's in the chat. Let's OTVO is in the chat. What is going on? How is it? Mikey B, glad to see you, man. I didn't see you the last one. Good to see you. I got a video I want to show you guys. I'll give you a wall update here in a little bit. I mean, I have the wall so close. I'll show you. There's a lot of additions that I put onto the wall to teach the game Constitution HQ. If you guys have not gone to Constitution HQ, I'm putting it in right now, hq.com. You guys can pre-order my board game that teaches you the case law, teaches you the Constitution, teaches you the Bill of Rights, teaches you the 27 amendments, teaches you the presidents, the vice presidents. I mean, I've been working on this nonstop. That's why I haven't been here live. I haven't been auditing police. I've just been creating a board game, and I'm not going to stop. Raddick, aka Steve, what is going on, my friend? All right, let's get into this next video, and I want to know your opinion. In my opinion, if the roles were reversed, in my opinion, if the roles were reversed, if the roles were reversed in this video right here that we're going to watch, then I feel like it would. I'm not going to give it away. I feel like the other person would have gone to jail. And I want you guys to watch this with me and tell me what you think. Do you think that if the genders were switched, or even the color of skin was switched, do you think that, watch, let's get into the nitty-gritty detail.
11 in response to a physical. On July 21st, 2023, officers were dispatched to a 7-Eleven in response to a physical altercation between two individuals.
What is going on, man?
He came in to get a DoorDash order and he said
Who are you? Get off of her, bro. Get off of her. What are you doing?
He punched me twice in my head.
What are you doing?
arrest me at work here.
What are you doing?
Store is closed.
I went over each. I'm trying to show me. He wasn't in the front to tell me.
You okay?
He punched me in my head with the machine.
All right, let me figure out what's going on, okay? Give me a second. Hey, man, let me talk to you real quick. So what is happening? Why did you feel the need to do this?
I work here.
I don't care if you work here.
Right,
so explain to me
There's
why did you feel the need?
Yesterday, we're receiving a McLean truck. The store is closed. Nobody's allowed in the store until the truck leaves.
Okay, I understand that the store is closed,
right, sir,
but why? Listen to me. Listen to me. Answer my questions. Why did you feel the need?
The store was closed and she was in the store. Nobody's allowed in the store until that McLean truck leaves.
So the store is closed. No one's allowed in. So you kept her in the store?
I didn't keep her in the store.
You were on top of her.
Bruh, you watch the camera.
You were on. When I got here, I saw you on top of her. I don't care that you work here.
You want me to clock out, then you arrest me, sir?
I don't care what you do.
Yeah,
explain to me why is it that you felt the need?
Our scanner's right here, sir. If you want to...
Explain. I'm trying. You're not answering my questions.
Explain to me. 911 during the emergency.
Okay, so was the procedure to jump on top of somebody?
Watch the camera.
So explain to me, why did you feel the need to keep her inside the store? What are you showing me?
My father's state ID. 911 from our office store. You're at 10-00255 South Orange Avenue.
Okay, you're not answering my question.
Sir, do your job and
okay, so answer my questions then. I'm trying to do my job. Why did you feel the need to to be on top of this woman.
That's when you do this, y'all.
Hey, don't walk away from me. I'm trying to talk to you. You want me to call you an ambulance? You need me to call you an ambulance? Kilo 33, can I have FDB 51, please?
I'm here for Uber Eats. Sorry, he wasn't in the front of the door.
Could you explain to me what happened?
I came in, I'm parked on this side. My boyfriend's a paralegic. He's in the car right
I
now.
got a female with a head injury.
And I walked in. I didn't park in between. There was 2 trucks here. Not all 7-Eleven closed when they're shipping. I walked in. He was not there. The freaking guy, Josh, he's gonna be like, I don't want nothing to do with it. I don't know if he's scared. But he was taking the order. I have an Uber Eats order.
Okay,
So he was doing it, and the guy came from behind me, and he was like, ma'am, you're not supposed to be in here. Da-da-da. I don't know. And he starts locking the door, and he's like, I'm going to punch you.
Okay, all right. So try to calm down. Let's start from the beginning. So you had an Uber Eats order.
Yes, I walked in. Nobody was there. If he would have told me the store is closed, I would have canceled it. It's not that
So
serious.
you were able to walk in.
Yes, that door, the left door that we're looking out on our left was open, sir. I came, I spoke with Josh. He asked me, what was the name? I told him the name. He asked me, he was like, okay, well, my system's a little messed up. Can you read me the order? I told him the beef menus. He said, okay, I got it. Now I know which order. He started doing that. This guy's yelling at somebody, a man outside. Then he comes in and he's like, ma'am, you can't be in here. So I'm telling him, like, you can't talk to people like that because he's coming off very hostile. And I'm telling him, I'm here with Uber Eats. And Josh is telling her because she has the order. But nobody can be in here. And that's when he starts freaking out. He starts locking me. Put the phone down, I'm knock. Put the phone down, I'm punch you. And we're in this aisle with the yellow bag of chips right there. And he hits me with one of his scares in his hand. And then he sits on me the whole time there. And I'm telling him, I can't breathe because I really couldn't breathe, bro.
All right, do you want to press charges?
Yes.
All right, do me a favor. Wait for me outside.
Can I go to my car? It's the 12.
Yeah, that's fine. Wait for me outside. My partner's on his way, all right? All right.
Thank you.
What's his name?
I couldn't get it.
Can you crack it so I can talk to you?
What is that?
The ID that I work here, sir.
Okay.
I'm doing my job. I'm the plane truck driver.
Get on the ground or let the police. Get on the ground.
Put your hands behind your back.
Put your hands behind your back. Stop resisting. Stop resisting. Stop resisting. Get your hand behind your back.
Stand up.
Get up. What's up? You got my work hat?
I'll get you in work.
Work beanie? Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
No, walk.
My car's right here.
Can assist on emergency north? K9 can assist on emergency north.
Spread your feet. Spread your feet.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
When we tell you to open the door, open the door.
I have to go by 7-Eleven guidelines, sir. I know Orlando.
Don't give me any of that shit.
Yes, sir.
Do you have anything on you that's going to poke me, stab me, or do anything?
No, sir. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America.
Shut up.
Republic,
Shut up.
Stand.
Switch with me. You good? Sit down.
Yes, sir.
Tuck in. Let's go. Hey, boss. Do you
access to the cameras?
I do not. Personally, my boss is trying to get a hold of me in a second.
Yeah. If he does he have access?
My boss?
Yeah. Can we get on the phone, see if he can come? So
Hey, Ron.
I can talk to him if you want.
A whole bunch of craziness. Basically, Kareem tried to tell a customer. Sorry, I got the shakes and I get the nervous jitters around coughs. A customer had come in for a DoorDash and Kareem was telling me, God damn it, man. Breath, Josh. Customers were coming in, he was trying to tell them the store was closed, and he had an altercation with a customer, more or less. And we called the police, and then they ended up coming up here. If you want to talk to him for a minute, because they want the cameras. You want to talk to him real fast?
Okay.
No, the cop.
Okay.
You're on speaker.
Hey, sir, how you doing? It's Officer Mendez with the Atlanta Police Department.
Jay, how are you?
Good. So my question to you is, so we have a little bit of situation, as your employee said. We're just trying to get access to the cameras to see what happened. Is there any way you can come and we can review the camera footage?
Unfortunately, that camera system is not working since yesterday.
Okay.
Only one camera is working out of it. I just noticed that yesterday when I was going through the cameras because I wanted to take a look at it something, and entire system is not recording anything for some reason.
Okay, so there's nothing recorded for today.
Yeah. Since actually day before yesterday, there is nothing recorded in there.
Okay.
I already called the guy to come and fix it, but he hasn't been up there yet. So only one camera is working, which is actually facing the door, and that's about it.
Okay. Thank you, sir.
What was the situation?
So we're still trying to figure out, but from our understanding is that your employee battered one of the hit one of the customers and was preventing them from leaving. So right now, and then so when we try to talk to your employee, he wasn't compliant and he basically locked himself in a door. So that's where we're at right now. That's all I can say right now. But thanks for your help.
No, but is he still there or he left?
Who, your employee? He's gonna be going with us.
Oh, he's gonna be going with you guys?
Yep.
Okay, you guys are taking him in?
Mm-hmm. Yep.
Okay, that's fine. Can I talk to Josh?
For what? There's no probable cause.
Are you willing to write a statement about what happened?
I don't even know the full thing. I honestly,
Whatever you saw.
all I saw was him go out. I saw the customer. The legit store was closed.
Okay.
I didn't see anything that happened in that back aisle. I was over here trying to do my shit, put up truck, put up bathroom shit.
So the incident happened back here.
Correct.
And you didn't see what happened.
Yes.
Sounds like a cop.
As unfortunate as it fucking is.
Okay. What's your first name, man?
Kareem.
What is it?
Kareem.
Kareem?
Yes, sir.
Why did you lock yourself in the office over there?
Like I said, because there's been a lot of break-ins around here, like the guy said, draft racing, speed racing, Uber, all types of stuff, and we got robbed 3 times.
Okay. Did you not know that they were the police?
Man, there's so many officers in the area because this is a distribution area. You are Orlando. Orlando is that way by the Amway. Kissamee's that way. She said she was from Osceola County or something.
Okay. So why didn't you open the door?
I'm not supposed to. Only one person is supposed to open that door.
Okay. You see, they have police uniforms, and they were just wait. Let me finish. And they were trying to talk to you. So why didn't you open the door?
Because anybody can wear police. I got to go by what the owner says. Yes, sir.
Okay. Before you went in the office, you were talking to them, right?
I mean, he was pretty cool, to be honest. He's
Okay.
pretty cool, but
So what made you go in the office and then put yourself behind the door?
I'm just unloading and putting up the freezer, sir.
Okay. What were you putting up to the glass when I came to try and talk to you?
ID, my driver's license ID.
Is that what that was?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Is there a reason why you couldn't hand them your ID before I got here?
I mean, that door just popped open, to be honest, and you're supposed to just, I don't even know, bro. I'm supposed to slide it on the
Get
hand.
your feet inside.
Sorry, sir.
Okay. Do you know why the police?
Door phone because we had an intruder.
Okay. And what happened between you and the intruder?
And there was a female, and she said she was going to grab an order, and we didn't even complete the order yet.
Okay.
And then she kept saying, Josh, 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 Josh. I'm like, who's Josh? And then Drake and Josh. I mean, I know it's Josh, but...
Okay. So did you, like, help her or try to ask her to leave, or what happened after that?
I said, ma'am, how did you get inside the store?
Was the front door locked?
The front door, it was a mop. The cleanup mop and everything was there. At least,
okay, but the door was still open, right? It was still unlocked?
We waited until y'all, the
we walked right in there.
until y'all get here. And then when y'all get here, then, like, he was pretty cool. He's pretty cool. I mean, if this is Orlando, then it's Orlando. But the other sheriff, and then
okay, what happened between you and the lady?
The lady,
you were asking her to leave or something?
Remain silent. Remain
her,
silent.
Don't move, chill, relax. She was like, and put her Crocs down. I guess she was hyperventilating or something, man.
Okay, did you take her phone from her?
No, I told her to just put her phone down, and Josh was going to pick it up and put it in the basket. That's all.
Why were you telling her to put the phone down?
Because she said she has an order. You're trying to help her, and just because she's inside the store, we don't know how she's a young lady. I'm not trying to harm her or anything. I'm just trying to get my job done because shift change might come.
What time does the store close?
The store never closes.
Okay, so if the store never closes, how was she intruding if the store never closes?
Because she wasn't with the McLean.
She wasn't with the who?
McLean, that big old 18 with the truck that was parked right there.
So because she wasn't with the truck, that meant she was an intruder?
We froze the store. When you freeze the store leaves the paperwork. There's paperwork that we got to go back and double track, and that's it.
Okay.
I mean, I understand y'all are busy and stuff, man, but
okay. Did you and the lady in the store get into any kind of physical altercation?
Don't answer.
I was just like, don't move, man, and letting her breathe. She went forward, I went backward. I didn't touch her, didn't hurt her, offer her some agua.
So how are you letting her breathe if you didn't touch her?
Because she was talking to me.
Okay.
We tried to help her out, Josh. We have a time limit at 6. We got to be gone.
Okay. So she came inside the store. It never closes, but it was closed now.
I guess.
You guess, or?
I work graveyard.
Okay, I'm asking you questions that you should know as the employee, because you previously said that the store never closes. So I'm trying. I'm trying to clarify how, if the store doesn't close, and there's nothing in the front of the store to make someone,
I mean, the $1 million question is, if the genders had been reversed, if it had been a man who went into 7-Eleven and there was a female clerk trying to get him out of there and the cops showed up, would he be being arrested? Would they arrest the female clerk?
Oh, like the doors being locked or a sign saying that the store is closed. How is she supposed to know that she can't come in the store? And then how would you then interpret her coming in the store as her being an intruder?
She's an intruder because the Orlando PD that came here said anytime somebody come in the store like that, always check around. When the boss come, he handles this.
Okay.
It's between them two, whatever property is going on right here, sir, I just do my job and go.
Okay. So she came inside asking about a DoorDash order or something.
And the person at the counter.
And then you were trying to tell her y'all didn't have no orders?
I said, ma'am, could you pause for a minute? She said, okay. I said, and we told her, hey, the procedure here, Uber does not own this store. Uber, like, for example, as Josh with a double order, they got nothing to do with me.
Okay.
I'm doing my job, my inventory count.
Did you try? Okay, if you're saying that she didn't want to leave the store?
No, ma'am. How did she come inside the store? That's between them.
Well, the front door was open, so she walked in the store.
Yeah, 18-wheeler truck, that door only opens for the 18-wheeler truck. At that moment, we pause the store. I mean, whatever they're doing over there.
I got you. I got 2 more questions.
Yes, sir.
Number 1, okay.
Did you try and call the police or anybody if she was intruding in the store and wouldn't leave?
I talked to my boss and I talked to the store.
So did you talk to your boss or did you talk to 911?
I talked to my boss, the guy that signs my paycheck, the guy that puts the money into my account, the guy that I work for. I work here he makes his schedule. Today is Thursday. And
do you remember having a physical altercation with that young lady that was in the store?
I never had a physical altercation with anybody.
Okay.
In there.
Do you remember what happened during this event at all?
Yes.
Other than coming in, her asking for the DoorDash and then asking her to leave?
We told everybody that the store was closed between the McLean and 7-Eleven, and that we're doing our inventory, which is at the set time.
Did you hold her down at any point?
Hold her? What do you mean
hold her down on the ground? Prevent her from getting up?
I was on my back.
You were on your back? How did you end up on
cameras in this shirt?
Well, we asked her about the cameras, and I guess the manager or whatever says the cameras aren't working.
What manager?
The one that we talked to on the phone.
There's no manager on the phone.
Okay. So, who did your coworker in there call on the phone that we spoke to?
Between him and him.
Okay. No worries.
Yes, sir.
All right. Last question. Is there anything else that happened here that you think we need to know in regards to her intruding in the store?
That is between that 7-Eleven and no. I'm just doing my job, sir. I'm at work. I got another job I got to go to at 6 a.m. I'm just doing my job, sir, and that's it.
How long have you worked here?
I've been working here since 2021.
2021?
Yes, sir.
Okay. All right, Kareem. Slide your knees back real quick. I don't want to hit him with the door. All right.
Right. He was charged with false imprisonment, criminal mischief, resisting an officer, battery, and obstructing justice by hindering a witness to communicate information to law enforcement.
Jiminy, look at this. He was charged with false imprisonment. He was charged with imprisoning the woman.
Imprisonment, criminal mischief.
He was charged with criminal mischief while he was at work. Don't get me wrong, I'm not for going hands-on with people, but she came into the store when the store was closed. He didn't grab her and throw her on the ground and say, I'm going to keep you here. Resisting an officer. He didn't do anything wrong. It's just so... This is just the police state that we live in, that no matter what you do...
Resisting an officer, battery.
Battery. He was charged with battery, but there's no proof of that battery. Obstructing justice and hindering a witness. In which way? I mean, this is just incredible. They just make up charges against you. How many times have we seen that you assaulted a cop when they're beating you up? How many videos have we seen where the police have assaulted somebody, battered them, beaten them, and then they charge that person with assault, battery? It's unbelievable. And let me be clear here. If he was a member of Team DLZ, what do we know? Today's 2-for-1 trifold day. Today's 2-for-1 trifold day. So I'm going to give 2 trifolds for every one that you buy. If you buy 3, I'll give you 6. If he had invoked his Fifth Amendment right to remain silent from the very beginning, the cop walks in, he says, I invoke my Fifth Amendment right to remain silent. And then let the cop do what he's going to do because everything's on camera. Now, don't let him throw you on the ground and crack your head open, but let the guy do what he's going to do because he's going to do it anyway. If you don't let him do what he's going to do, he's going to call backup. But once again, if that gentleman was a member of Team DLZ, if he was a member of Team DLZ and he was in the program where he followed a rigid set of policies, procedures, and protocols to invoke his Fifth Amendment right, if he had the cop cards on him and he said, oh shit, cops are coming, and he starts to get nervous, and he's like, you know what? Let me pull the yellow card out because I'm not driving. Let me follow the 6 steps on the cop card. I'm not kidding. He wouldn't have had half of those charges. And I'm not lying. It's a fact. Tell me if I'm wrong. He wouldn't have been charged with resisting, criminal mischief. He wouldn't have been charged with any of that. If he had stood there and invoked his Fifth Amendment right to remain silent, he wouldn't have had the problems he has now. And I don't know how long he was in jail for, but if the genders had been switched, if it had been a female clerk and a male who entered into 7-Eleven, then I guarantee you guarantee you that she wouldn't have gone to jail. They would have arrested the guy who came in 7-Eleven when it was closed. And the whole narrative would have shifted by the cops. Oh, no, you can't go in the store when the store is closed. What's wrong with you? But she forced her way into the store, and then he was trying to stop her. I don't know what happened. But why say anything to the cops? Why not just stand there and say, you're here investigating me? I invoke my Fifth Amendment right to remain silent. And that's what he should have done. Did everybody hit the like button? Did everybody hit the like button? Chevy, what's going on, Playboy? Chevy, what's going on, Playboy? The Joker is here. What is going on? Mike hates pigs. Jeff hates pigs. Denell Brown is here. Chevy hates pigs. Sacramento Community Watch is here. What is going on, Playboy? I want to show you guys something real quick. And I know that it's a divided audience. That we are politically divided. It's beyond belief. But let me just show. I'm not going to play the audio on this. I'm just going to show you guys this. And I want to say something here, and I want you guys to understand it. Okay, you see this right here? All right, listen. Do you see that right there? Elon Musk does not own that Cybertruck. That Cybertruck is owned by somebody else. You remember before Elon Musk was a political person, he was building the Tesla, one of the best cars in the country. And if you do this to someone's Tesla, you're not attacking Elon Musk. You're attacking an individual person. You are hurting a person who may be extraordinarily liberal that voted for Kamala. They just wanted a truck that was electric. And the Cybertruck was really cool before Elon went dark MAGA. So please don't endorse and do not attack people's cars. I mean, look at that. That is just so unbelievable that one person would destroy another person's car. I mean, take a look at that. Look at what they did to that guy's Cybertruck or that girl's Cybertruck. Why would you do that to someone's truck? That's beyond the pale of ridiculous. How do you know if that person didn't donate to Kamala Harris? You have no idea. This is trash. This is absolute trash. I saw another one of these. I mean, unbelievable. Unbelievable. It is just so disgusting. And we as a society have to say, hey, look, you can't do stuff like this. This is trash. I cannot figure out why in the world you would do this to someone else's vehicle. This is beyond the pale of disgusting. I don't endorse it. Now, on the other side of the coin, we got this today, and I saw this, and I was just like, you got to be freaking kidding me. So we already in this country, we already lock up millions and millions of people for chemicals. Millions of people get locked up for chemicals. Chevy knows that. He knows. Cope Dog knows that. Let's OTVO knows that. Put a one in the chat if you know that we lock up millions of people for drugs in this country. Do we or don't we? Secret agent, do we or don't we? It's just so unbelievable. And then Jude chimed in on the last video and said, if the sex is not gender had been switched, the female clerk wouldn't have gone to jail. I totally agree with you. But this idea that we can imprison people out, lock people up, and we're going to solve the drug problem in America, it's just not true. And so we know that if you threaten to lock someone up for 20, 30, 50, 100 years in jail for chemical charges, that's not deterring people from dealing chemicals. Listen to this.
You notice that every country that has the death penalty has no drug problem. They execute drug dealers. And when you think about it, it's very humane because every drug dealer on average, they say, kills at least 500 people.
That is such a lie. This guy is, I mean, listen, let me be honest. There are some things that Trump has done that I like Doge. I want to go through and find all the government corruption, and I want transparency. I agree with those things. I agree that men should not be in women's sports. I have no problem with that. I agree with those things. Then he does things like this that are just so abundantly preposterous, that they're so preposterous. I mean, every one chemical dealer kills 500 people. Where'd you get that stat? And by the way, the person who's doing the chemicals, they want the chemicals. It's a supply and demand thing. And while we've created this black market, we could solve the black market by legalizing and then designating specific places where people can go and do their chemicals. But they can't do them on the street. They can't do them in public. They can't do them in tents. They can't do them. You know, let me just say something. This is, you want to execute people? You want to kill people? That to me is unbelievable. Unbelievable.
If you notice that every country that has the death penalty has no drug problem, they execute drug dealers. And when you think about it, it's very humane because every drug dealer on average, they say, kills at least 500 people, not to mention.
They say, who says that? Who's they? Who's they that says that? The chemical dealer's not killing people. That's people who want to do chemicals.
And the damage they do to so many others, but they kill large numbers of people. China, Singapore, actually there are quite a few, many in Asia where they have the death penalty. There's no drug problem whatsoever. They come to our country because we have a much softer policy. We give them a slap on the wrist and say, kill a lot of people. So we are going to, I don't know if our country is ready for it. I am ready for it. The death penalty if you deal drugs, you know, you have to set out guidelines like fairly large numbers, et cetera. But you'll have it go down very greatly.
You'll have it go down very greatly. What a load of shit on a stick. There's no way in hell that instituting a death penalty for chemicals is going to happen in this country. I mean, tell me you guys would be against it. Let's just take a vote. Put a 1 in the chat if you would be against a death penalty for chemicals. Put a 2 in the chat if you're all for it. Put a 1 in the chat if you would be against the death penalty for chemicals. Put a 2 in the chat if you would support that. I just want to kind of get an understanding of where the crowd is on this idea. It's just so unbelievable. So far, it's all ones. Overturn Terry versus Ohio. Sure, buddy. Sure thing. Maxim, good to see you, buddy. Yeah, I'm just trying to see it. Oh, Ludum, you really for killing people for chemicals? That's crazy. But you're welcome to your opinion. I knew you were joshing. No death penalty. No death penalty. No, I know it. Listen, so I got a buddy who's a big Trumper. And so he says to me these words. He says to me, Chili, I understand what Trump is saying when he says it. He says things to ignite a fire so that people react to it before it's even done. And so he says things like this, I believe, it's to start a fire. And then once the fire is started, then change can happen in his pea brain. But let me tell you something. And I'm going to say this, and you guys don't have to agree with me, but I'm all for tariffs and ending the income tax in America. If you guys, I'll teach this in Constitution headquarters. I will teach this. We did not have an income tax until the 16th Amendment. So, and that was passed it was submitted by William Howard Taft in 1909 and then signed into law by Woodrow Wilson in 1913. We didn't have an income tax. This country functioned just fine all the way up until 1913 without an income tax. I'm all for it. I really hope it works. I'm walking around in circles going, I wonder how that's going to work. I wonder if he's going to be able to pull that off. How's that going to be pulled off? And if we could get rid of our income tax, because we are the richest country in the world, meaning that he who has the gold makes the rules, as you can see from the dumpster fire being president. You don't have, how many poor people become president? How many people who are broke become president? He who has the gold makes the rules. And you're seeing it right here with this guy. And so there's things that Trump has done, and there's things that make me cringe, like this right here. And all the ICE people, Mike Hates Pig said 0. Said 0. Oh man, these coppers. Did you guys email me a cop video? Thank you. A couple of you guys did email me cop videos. I've been just doing Supreme Court case law and finishing this wall for constitutional headquarters. And that's all I've been doing. That's all I've been doing. But this is a short video and I want to show you this. So Jude said, would the death penalty apply to cops who plant drugs on people to arrest them? There's a good question, Jude. So he also, I'm going to show you something else he did. He took down the tracking of police brutality on the government website. He's such a cop sucker. There's a video I watched that's 30 minutes long that shows what the tech bros plans are, and it's pretty morbid, to be honest with you. When you see it, it is pretty morbid. So apparently this guy filed a lawsuit for this, and I have not seen the results of the lawsuit, but the video itself is pretty damn scary.
Step out of the vehicle with your hands where we can see them. April 2020. With guns drawn, Aurora police are pulling over a man. I got it. Officers are working with Denver police and the Department of Corrections to find a fugitive they know is black.
I was afraid, I was a little stressed.
But what they don't know at this moment, as they point guns at his head and body,
I was just trying to obey the orders. I didn't want to make any distinctive movements outside of what they were directing me to make.
Someone else in the car. Teddy Pittman is not the fugitive they're looking for.
I think he demonstrated exemplary control and composure in that moment. Just a testament to he was minding his own business.
As police check out Pittman's identification,
what's your name, man?
Another officer claims there's a gun in Pittman's car.
Hey, gun's right here in the Crown Royal bag.
But court records show a gun was never found in the Crown Royal bag.
It's a lot of loose change.
Police ran Pittman's name in their computers and did not find any warrants.
It's not our target.
One of the officers then told an Aurora police officer,
It's not our guy.
He's not our guy.
Push it as far as you want or don't want, but
do what you want.
he's not who we were after. It sucks.
For Pittman, what did suck was not only the fear of the moment, but the traffic ticket police gave him before letting him go.
I was minding my own business. I went to see a friend. I went to visit a godmother.
A citation for a suspended license and bad left turn. After Pittman filed complaints, the judge dismissed the ticket in the best interest of justice.
The police in this case essentially went nuclear on use of force.
Through his attorney, Pittman filed a lawsuit against Aurora Police, Denver Police, and the Department of Corrections alleging excessive force and racial profiling.
It was just I think it was just an irresponsible use of force.
This stop happened in April of 2020, just a few months after the death of Elijah McClain. It was during this time period when an independent investigation found Aurora Police has a pattern and practice of racially biased policing and excessive force. That same year, this video went viral, showing Aurora Police pointing guns at a black mother and several children after mistaking their car for stolen. We reported this month there's a tentative settlement in that case.
Regardless of who you are, regardless of what color your skin is, you have a right to be treated with dignity, right?
Pittman says he was afraid for his life during the encounter.
People are either, physically assaulted or, fatally shot.
Aurora Police, Denver Police, and the Department of Corrections would not comment for this story. All three agencies cited the pending litigation. Tom, came back to you.
Okay. Thank you, Jeremy.
Yeah, so it's like the cops can point guns at you and do all these crazy things to you, and you have to just be willing to accept it and take it, which I find to be absolutely preposterous.
How's it going, sir? Can you stay in the car for me? Hi. I live here, so I don't have no weapons. Okay, well, you can stay in the car. All right, you know what? Come over here. Fine. Yeah. Come over here.
Welcome, Vigilance Committee. Good to see you, brother. Thanks. What's the matter, you?
I'm going to speak slow. Interlace your fingers. Hey, sir, stop. Stop. I will grab it. This is actually my paperwork. For my surgery yesterday. Wait. I had surgery yesterday. Be careful.
Hey, give me your papers.
Just let me move my papers. I just had surgery.
Just relax your hands. You're not listening.
I just had surgery. That's my paperwork.
You're doing a lot of talking, not a lot of listening.
I am.
Stop. Just listen to me. Put your hands behind your back. If you resist, you will get hurt.
If you hurt me, I will sue you. I just had surgery yesterday. You hurt me, I will sue you. Don't threaten me.
Hey, Johnny.
Yes, sir.
Can you listen to us?
This guy threatened me.
Okay.
I will get
Come over here, Johnny.
You always have to put your hands behind your back. I wonder if there can be a solution for that.
Come over here.
Don't force me. I just had surgery.
Walk over
I just had surgery, sir. I'm not. Look. Let me work it. What are you doing?
Hands behind your back. Don't put your hands behind your back and going to jail right now.
Put my hands behind my back.
What is going on with you?
What's going on with you, pig? I don't know about you, but every second that I watch stuff like this, every single second that I see these cops and they're beating and hurting, manhandling, torture cuffing people, it just makes my blood boil. This already, as soon as he told them I just had surgery and he's showing him the hospital paperwork, they can go, okay, let's just do a quick pat down on you to make sure you don't have any weapons, which, you know what? That's somewhat reasonable. It's not reasonable to say, put your hands behind your back. I'm putting you in cuffs right this second. This just makes my fucking blood boil when I see this. What the hell are we watching here?
The guy just had surgery. You don't have to do it. I just had surgery. Please be careful.
Where'd you have surgery? Come here.
Okay, let's talk about policy, procedure, and protocol. I want to show you guys something. I'm going to make my face real small here, and then I'm going to run this back a little bit. So take a look at this right. Okay, you got him in torture cuffs. So the cuffs are going to torture him enough, right? There. Why does his wrist, why do they need to torture him further and bend his wrist over the cuffs? Why is that? Why do you get to hurt somebody for free? Because the plain simple truth is that if you didn't have a badge and gun and backup and you tried to do that to me, I'd toss you right on your fucking head, bro. You don't stand a chance against a grappler who knows how to fight. That is such a coward bitch ass move. I'm getting pissed. Why is his wrist twisted like that behind his back? For what reason is it necessary to hurt him as you take him to the car? It's bad enough the idea of turn around and put your hands behind your back. That entire concept of turn around and put your hands behind your back, that's going to come to an end, because I don't know if I've announced it publicly yet, but I have devised a device to restrain people from the front. Yeah, I have completely designed a new device to restrain people from the front. I designed it in jail. I have the sketches of it. I drew the whole thing out. It is completely feasible to replace torture cuffs with what I've designed nationwide. I have designed another device that cops can use if they're scared for total transparency, so that we know if that guy's a bad guy, he's going to be caught on camera doing what he does. Why the fuck they have his wrist like that behind his back? Why the fuck are they treating him that way? For what reason is he being treated that way? God damn it. Oh, just look at his wrist. Look at that. Look at that. Look at what they're doing to him. That is torture. The metal cuffs are already going to dig into his wrists, and now he's hurting him. He's purposely hurting him. Why? And what America are we talking about here? How is this appropriate? God, that is so unbelievable. Ooh. And the good news is the top of this video says man wins lawsuit against Long Beach police after he's detained for traffic violation. Look at that. Look at what they're doing to his wrist. He's squeezing his thumb into his arm, and then he's twisting his wrist. Oh, dude. Oh, dude. Dude. Look at that. Look at that. Dude. I mean, what kind of sadomasochist is doing this? I just can't understand this at all. Everybody, David, New York City is here. This is an activist, and if you guys haven't seen his channel, get over there and subscribe to his channel. I just cannot even look. I'm just going to leave it on the screen for a minute. Let's all, for a moment, take a look at it. Let's take a look at the policy, procedure, and protocol that you had no voice in, that this is how they treat us. And remember, this man's pulled over for a traffic infraction. Pig Hunter said it. They call it pain compliance. Look at what they're doing to the man. Look at his wrist. And he's squeezing his hand. He's squeezing he said he just had surgery. Now, he says in a moment that he had cancer surgery. How does he know that he didn't have surgery on his pinky and he didn't want to wear the bandage or the brace on his hand? How do you know? But look at what they're doing. Fuck! Look at that! I can just feel it. I can just feel the rage inside of me right now. Why is this allowed, and how is this legal to hurt another person? You know, I've wrestled, grappled, fought, trained since I was in 4th grade. I've spent 35 years on a wrestling mat. At 25 years old, when I started training with some of the members of the Lion's Den in Dallas, with Ken Shamrock and Guy Metzger, when I started training in that room, and I realized the level that I was at, I then never got in another fist fight again on the street. Not one time ever since I was 25 years old have I been in a street fight. I have backed down. I have left the club. When I was in my 20s and I still went to clubs after 25, when I'd run into them and they, you hit shoulders when you pass, and the guy would be like, "Hey, F you, bro." And I'd be like, "No, man, I'm sorry, dude." And he'd be like, "No, you got a problem with me?" I'd be like, "You know what? Can you hold on one second?" I would just leave because I know I could beat the shit out of that guy. Why is this necessary? If you know that you have control over someone else and he's already torture cuffed up, why would you do this? For what reason would you do this? I can't, and I think it's important that you take a look at it. Let me take another screenshot of this real quick. My blood's boiling. I got to calm down.
Please be careful. Where'd you have surgery? Come here. I had cancer. What is your issue? Have a seat.
I just had cancer.
What is your issue?
It's no issue. I just want to come.
What is your issue?
It's no issue.
Okay. Why can you not listen to anything we're saying? Why do you think you're running the show here?
I'm not.
You're not. That's right.
I'm not. You guys are.
Why did we have to get to this point?
Oh, no. You escalated to this point, JBTP. You did this.
You saw us back there pulling you over. You kept driving into your driveway.
Yes, sir.
Why?
One, my car. Yeah. Have December tags on them. Actually, it's June. So that's why I pulled in the driveway, sir.
So why are you forcing us to use force on you?
Well, when
What? Did you hear that?
I pulled in the driveway, sir.
So why are you forcing us to use force on you?
It's that's almost like that's like the wife who gets beaten, and the husband says after he beat the wife, "Why did you make me hit you? How come you made me hit you? For what reason did you make me hit you?" It is such a load of shit on a stick. It is such trash. I mean, I'm going to go off. I better just settle down and just watch it.
Well, when this officer threatened me that he was going to...
Because you're not listening.
I was explaining to him I just had surgery.
That's fine. You're still not listening.
I'm listening.
Now you are. After we got to this point. Can you turn the radio off? Why did we get to this point?
His aggressiveness. That's why, officer. I would just.
You still weren't listening to me. You weren't listening to my partner here.
There was 3 people talking to me at the same time.
No, there was not. We each individually tried to talk some sense into you.
No, that's 3 people talking at the same time.
No, there was not. You weren't listening to me. You weren't listening to my partner here.
There was 3 people talking to me at the same time.
No.
He says there's 3 people talking to me at the same time, and the cop says nope.
No, there was not.
No, there was not.
We each individually tried to talk some sense into
you. You dumb pig. You dumbass pig.
And then when my paper flew down.
And I caught it?
Yes.
Yes.
Okay, you were the one. Okay.
So why does it have to get to this point?
It doesn't.
Then why did it? Why can't you just listen to what we have to tell you? But you kept driving into your driveway.
Yes, sir, I did.
Why? What are you supposed to do?
I was coming back home.
What are you supposed to do? That's not my question.
What you were supposed to do?
What are you supposed to do when you get pulled over?
Pull over.
Okay, what did you do?
Show you guys all the paperwork.
And what did you do?
I parked in the driveway.
Okay.
I just had a 4-hour surgery and I'm just messed up.
So I'm surprised you're acting the way you are.
Oh, I just had a 4-hour surgery and I'm messed up. I'm surprised you're acting the way you are.
Just want to get home, get that paperwork so I can get it to my job. And that was it, officer. And
I'm surprised you got to the point where you did, if that's really the case.
But the threat, officer, wasn't necessary.
What threat?
The officer right here.
By law?
By law, he said he was going to hurt me. So what?
Yes, by law.
He said he was going to hurt him, and then they did.
Can you stop, Johnny?
Go ahead.
By law, we have to tell you that we will use force on you if you're not cooperating.
And
did you know that?
Well, I know one thing.
Did you know that, yes or no?
Yes.
You did, but you're still questioning why we did that because it's a threat, apparently.
But it was just a threat. I was going to comply with everything,
no,
officer.
you weren't.
Yes, I was.
By law, we have to tell you we're going to use force on you.
Okay. Okay, officer.
I want to let you know you're lucky you didn't get tased.
You got the man torture cuffed in the back seat of the car. You got him torture cuffed in the back seat of the car. That's what you got. And then you're going to tell him, I want to let you know that you're lucky that you didn't get tased. Unreal.
I want to let you know you're lucky you didn't get pepper sprayed or thrown to the ground. Think about that next time.
I will. I thought about it. I thought about it.
You might be going to jail now.
Absolutely zero empathy, zero compassion for a guy who told you he just had cancer surgery. It's a gang. It's a gang of thugs. Look at that. It's a gang. It's a total gang. You can see it. So where's the threat by him? How is he a threat? He just has papers in his hand. He puts the papers up there, puts his hands up in the air, walks out nice and slow, not running towards them, puts his hands up, turns that way. His papers are flying away. He doesn't want his papers to fly away. But then he says, let me show you my papers. We saw this earlier. And they jump on him. Why are you going hands-on with the man? For what reason? He's surrendering, showing you his paperwork. And then the cops are going to escalate it right here. Look at that. Look at that. That's unreal. They escalate. They escalate. Nice to see you, Kat. I understand. I'm trying to calm down. Thanks, Steve Conkler. Then they drag him off. Hopefully at the end of this video, they're going to tell us about the lawsuit that he won. If not, I'll scroll down and we'll check out the... Nope, it doesn't say it. All it says here is, let's get into it. This is from the Long Beach Post. This video shows the interaction between three Long Beach pigs. There were pigs. Jackson later sued Long Beach Police Department over their actions and won a $300,000 settlement. So let me talk about that a little bit for a moment. Vigilance Committee has been a member for a month. Thanks, brother. I appreciate the membership. I really do, man. I appreciate every bit of support that we can get because we can't do this. I can't do this alone. There's no way. Today's 2-for-1 trifold day. Everybody get 2 trifolds for the price of 1 today. Right now it's 2-for-1 trifold day. So everybody get 2-for-1 trifolds today. 2-for-1. So we have to take it a step further. You remember what I just read there where it said he won a $300,000 lawsuit? The bills that I'm writing that you'll be able to download from Constitution headquarters, you'll be able to download the bill for your state, for Idaho, for Texas, for North Carolina. The bills state that if the cop gets sued in a federal civil rights violation and he loses the lawsuit, he loses his peace officer certificate. And that's where we got to get to. We got to get rid of cops. We have to get rid of the entire law enforcement organization. Like, I will change this system before I die. I swear to God, I will change this up system before I exit this earth. If I'm lucky enough to live for the next 20 or 30 years, I'm going to change this system. This next 6 months, I'm going to teach Constitutional Law Scholar. The name of the game's Constitution Headquarters. You can go to Constitution HQ and pre-order the game that I created. You're going to be so stoked about the game that I created. I created a real tool for you to learn the Constitution, learn the Bill of Rights, learn Supreme Court case law, Circuit Court case law. I spent a long time. I've left this channel. I only come on this channel once in a while because with the shadow ban, with YouTube, with the filter over it, it's like, what am I doing? I care about you guys. I care about the people here in this room. I don't give a shit about a social media channel. I mean, I need the channel so that I can keep doing what I'm doing. I'm looking for Steve Conkler's. Chevy and Mikey are in the room. What is going on, my friend? Yeah, that's pretty old school for sure. Steve Conkler gifted out 10 memberships. Thanks, Steve. I love you guys. I don't give a shit about. So remember, on TikTok alone, I've had over 5 million subscribers deleted. I've had 10, 11 TikTok accounts, 5 million subscribers deleted on TikTok. So we have 600 and whatever I don't know. They keep on, I'm losing subscribers every day. But it doesn't matter. That's not what really matters. What matters is that We empower the people to institute change in the state that they live in, because we can overcome these corrupt Supreme Court case laws with legislation in a state-by-state basis. And what happens in California, New York, New Jersey, Florida, what happens in California primarily often spreads across the East. What happens in New York will spread to the West, and that's how it works. So that's what Constitution Headquarters does. If you guys have not gone to Constitution Headquarters, go to Constitution Headquarters and pre-order my game. Get the game, because you're going to learn the stuff that I sit here and just blither out. And I'll show you guys the update real quick. And, well, there's a couple more videos. KT, what is going on? First time I've seen KT in the room. What is going on? Stomper, been a member for 14 months. Thanks a lot. Thanks a lot. I really appreciate it. Really appreciate you. We don't stop. Shanta, love you too. I mean, I'm telling you, my friends and family and the people who are in my inner circle, I tell them all the time, I can't do that because I've got a team of people here. Or I want to do this, but I can't do that because I got a team of people here. You know, I get offered all kinds of stuff all the time, and I say, I'm sorry, I can't take that. I get offered every single day where these companies will email me and say, hey, why don't you promote Aura Internet Company or Nord Internet Company or a vitamin company or a clothing company? Hey, we'll pay you. We'll give you money to promote this particular product. And I tell them all no, because I can't ever run for politics if I take your money to advertise on my channel. I don't know what you're going to do. I have no idea. I've got some great news. Some things are happening in the back, but I can't tell you guys a lot. There's people involved. There are people involved with what we're doing. And I have agreements with them that there's a confidentiality agreement, but there are things going on in the background. I cannot wait. Chevy, what's up with the Playboy? What is up with the Playboy? What is going on? What is going on? Nope, I won't take them. I can't take them. I appreciate you offering, Dawad, but I can't, dude. I can't take anything. I can't. I have to be very, very litigious about what I do and think about what I do before I do it. I appreciate the offer, Dawad, but I can't take those passes. It wouldn't be right, so I'm not going to do it. You know what I mean? Magic Castle is great. If you guys have never been to Magic Castle in California, it is great. It is super, super great. You guys should definitely go. Michael Dolan, what's up with the Playboy? What is going on? Let me just see something real quick here. Just curious here. Just want to see.
Entiendo por qué buscan en mi Jeep. ¿Cuál es el problema? Si quieres ver algo, yo te lo resuelvo. ¿Qué tú quieres ver?
The whole thing's in Spanish, though, so I'm not going to show it. Here it is. This was the video I was trying to show. 2-for-1 trifolds today. 2-for-1 trifolds. Hey, Steve Conkler, what's going on, Playboy? How you doing, man? If you guys don't know about Steve Conkler is a freedom fighter. Chevy just put his name on the chat here. Steve Conkler is a true freedom fighter. He is fighting. He is pushing back against the cops in his area, which is what we all have to do. The idea of the death penalty for chemical dealers, it's too much. It's gone too far. It's too much. We have got to stick together. I cannot wait. God, I cannot wait. I get the t-shirts for Constitution Headquarters on Monday. I will start teaching next week. I have everything in place now, so I will start teaching next week. Guarantee I start teaching next week. Guarantee it. That's a fact.
Pennsylvania criminals, yay! What do you want, Jess? Car.
I absolutely love this video. Entitled Cops Were Sued for $1.5 million. I love this video. I watched this whole thing. I listened to it as I was putting the wall together.
I need your license, registration, and proof of insurance.
They're right there.
All three of these documents in my hand.
Oh no, Pennsylvania criminals! Yay! What do you want, Jess? Car.
Sir, I need your license, because I can't see your hands when I first moved.
What are you scared? Are you scared, little coward?
Oh yeah, that's code 440 in place west of Central. Suspects in custody.
What happens when an officer ignores state laws, violates constitutional rights, and abuses authority during a routine traffic stop? A Pennsylvania state trooper pulled over a driver for an alleged lane violation. But what followed was a blatant disregard for the law. From unlawful demands and attempted vehicle entry to retaliatory citations and intimidation tactics, this incident exposes the deep flaws in law enforcement's unchecked power. Stay until the end to uncover the legal violations, police misconduct, and how qualified immunity enables these abuses.
Put the window down.
No, I can hear you just fine. Don't open my door.
Put the window down.
Nope. I don't have to. It's not a law.
Your license, registration.
You can have that.
Sir, I need your license, registration, proof of insurance. Pennsylvania State Police. Everything's being recorded all the time.
Oh no, Pennsylvania criminals! Yay! What do you want, Jess?
Pennsylvania Law on Document Presentation, Title 75, Section 1511B. Pennsylvania law only requires a driver to exhibit, show their license, registration, and insurance upon request, not physically hand them over. The trooper demanding possession of these documents violated state law. This legal misinterpretation is often used by officers to exert control over civilians, despite clear legal provisions stating otherwise.
You tailgate me like that again, you're going to cause an accident.
Okay, you should be cutting cars off. I was trying to.
I wasn't cutting cars off. You're just
right away.
I have it all on film.
Okay,
See you in court.
Camera as well.
See you in court.
Like I said, everything's been recorded at all times.
See you in court. So you don't need to touch these. I'm just going to show them to you.
I need your.
Oh no, you better know the law if you're going to enforce it.
I need your license, registration, and proof of insurance. Give me your license, registration. I need your license, registration, proof of insurance.
You do not need to touch them. You just look at them.
The Fifth Amendment protects against self-incrimination, meaning drivers cannot be forced to provide evidence that may be used against them. The demand to physically surrender documents contradicts this right, as incorrect paperwork could be used as evidence for further charges. The Supreme Court, in Miranda v. Arizona, 1966, reinforced that compelled disclosures violate constitutional protections.
I will show you in Constitution headquarters how the Supreme Court has created caveats into your Miranda rights. I have been doing nothing but researching Supreme Court case law. And by the way, this is an artificially intelligence created video. There's not a host who's talking. That's an AI voice. The entire video is created by artificial intelligence. And artificial intelligence videos are killing real creators because they have this perfect voice, perfect cuts, perfect edits, perfect sound effects. So I just wanted you guys to be aware, this is an AI video.
I need your license, registration, and proof of insurance.
They're right there.
All three of these documents in my hand.
They're right there.
I need my documents in my hand, sir.
You want to push this?
I need all three of these.
The law states all I have to do is show them to you. Okay? Call a bunch of backup, coward.
Sir, I need your license, registration, proof of insurance.
Shh, call backup, coward. Call your supervisor.
I need your license.
What's your name? What's your name and badge number?
I need your license. It'll be all.
They're right
here. Give me them. I need them.
Why?
I need to bring it back to
the law states all I have to do is show them to you.
The officer tried to enter the vehicle without consent or probable cause, directly violating the Fourth Amendment and Pennsylvania Title 42, Section 8952. Under Arizona v. Gant, 2009, officers cannot enter a vehicle without a warrant unless there is probable cause of criminal activity.
Hold on a minute. That's not entirely correct. That's not entirely correct. So the 1981 case of Belton versus New York created this. It went against the 1969 case of Chimmel versus California. The 1969 case of Chimmel said that the cops could search anywhere within the wingspan, which meant pretty much your entire car compartment, but not outside of the wingspan of your immediate control. Then the 1981 case of Belton versus New York said you can just search everything no matter what. Incident to arrest, if you're going to arrest somebody or you're going to detain, you can just search everything. Now, what the 2009 case of Gant said was that you can't search the car if it doesn't have anything to do with the arrest. So let me explain it a little bit further. And I'm going to cover this in Constitution headquarters, but I put Arizona versus Gant in a jurisprudence so you can understand how it got there. That's what's taking so long, is to tack out all the jurisprudence. So I don't mean to digress here. Arizona versus Gant is very specific. It says that you can't search the car, incident to arrest, unless the search has to do with the reason why you're pulling the person over. So if the cops pull you over and say they smell Mary Jane, then if they arrest you, they can search your car because they say they're searching for Mary Jane. The 1991 case of Acevedo says that they can break open your glove box, even if it's locked, if the probable cause search is based on Mary Jane. This goes against the 1977 case of Chadwick, which says that cops cannot search a locked compartment of your car. Arizona versus Gant was supposed to give some sort of clearance, some sort of understanding of the reason and why police could search your car. Arizona versus Gant is definitely a case that's on your side. A broken clock is right twice a day. So the Supreme Court got it kind of right, but that doesn't take away Acevedo from 1991 that says that cops can break into locked compartments on your car if they have probable cause to believe that part of the crime could be in one of the locked compartments. So if the cops pull you over and you get out of the car, shut the door and lock it, now once you're away from the car and you're no longer a threat to grabbing something in the car or grabbing a firearm out of the side panel of the door or the glove box, then at that point they say that they can't search your car unless the cops have probable cause to believe, not even probable cause, that you have chemicals in your car, or they got a phone call that you had a firearm. Now they have probable cause to believe, and Arizona versus Gant gets wiped out. So when you get these AI videos where they create it, and this guy did a good job. I'm not hacking what he put together or she put together, because the voice is not my voice or Brian's voice or a creator's voice. That is an AI voice. And I just want you guys to be aware of that. And he didn't cover Arizona versus Gant properly. That's not the entire.
In Pennsylvania, without consent or probable cause, directly violating the Fourth Amendment in Pennsylvania Title 42, Section 8952, under Arizona versus Gant, 2009, officers cannot enter a vehicle without a warrant unless there is probable cause of criminal activity.
No. Well, yes and no. They cannot enter a vehicle without a warrant unless it's incident to arrest. Incident to arrest has its own jurisprudence, and that's another line of cases that I have to go over, and I'm not going to get into the weeds too deeply. But incident to arrest, they don't need a warrant to search your car. They can just search it. Now, they can search it if they can articulate the probable cause as to the reason why they're searching your car. In Arizona versus Gant, Gant was pulled over. He got to a driveway of the private residency where he was going. He parked the car, got out of the car, locked the door. The cops arrested him, and then they searched his car. In his car, they found something, and they took him to jail, right? The evidence was thrown away as fruit of the poisonous tree because they arrested him because the cop recognized him and said, "Oh, I recognize him. He has a warrant." So the warrant had nothing to do with what was in his car. So if you get pulled over when you're driving in your car and the charge has to do with something that you could have in your car, Arizona versus Gant is no longer applicable. So the Supreme Court has screwed our rights entirely and completely.
In this case, the officer had no justification, making this a clear constitutional violation.
Car. License, registration, and proof of insurance.
Why did you try to get into my car?
Sir, I need your license, because I can't see your hands when I first moved.
What, are you scared? Are you scared, little coward?
I need your license.
Are you scared?
I need your license.
Are you scared? There you go, T.
Thank you, sir.
Shut the cop.
Thank you.
Shut up, coward.
That's right, Steve. It's based on reasonableness.
What you looking at there?
Is there a reason why you were driving like that, sir?
I was driving perfectly fine.
Qualified immunity, the ultimate shield for police misconduct. Despite clear violations of state and constitutional law, the officer will likely face no consequences due to qualified immunity. This legal doctrine, established in Harlow versus Fitzgerald.
Nope, not true. That's not true. The legal doctrine was established in the 1951 case of Tenney versus Brandoff. The jurisprudence of Tenney versus Brandoff went into the 1967 case of Pearson versus Ray. Pearson versus Ray is the case that actually gives cops qualified immunity. It is not Harlow versus Fitzgerald. The 1982 case of Harlow versus Fitzgerald really truly refined qualified immunity, but qualified immunity had been enacted since 1951, since Tenney versus Brandoff. And then it was, so in Tenney versus Brandoff, qualified immunity was for legislators and judges. Then in 1967, Pearson versus Ray gave qualified immunity to prosecutors and to cops. Then in 1982, in Harlow versus Fitzgerald, that redefined and truly shaped the scope of what qualified immunity was. That's where you get the two-pronged test. Number one, is the cop aware of the right he's violating? And number two, is it a clearly established right? That's where you get Harlow versus Fitzgerald, and why a lot of people will say Harlow versus Fitzgerald is what creates the doctrine of qualified immunity. No, it's not. It's what lines out the two-pronged test. Does the cop know what right he's violating, and is it clearly established? So I've been doing nothing but studying this shit. So when I see things that are a little bit incorrect, I go, let me just correct it a little bit.
1982 protects officers from lawsuits unless a court has previously ruled on an almost identical case. This loophole allows police to operate above the law, violating citizens' rights without accountability.
On my camera, you scud over 3 lanes of traffic, and then you cut off a car.
Oh, yeah, okay. Keep on making up stories. Write that down.
Everything's all.
Write that down.
Yeah.
It's all right here. Write it down.
I'm going to be right back with you, okay?
Okay, go ahead.
When the driver refused to comply with unlawful demands, the officer called for unnecessary backup. This intimidation tactic is commonly used to escalate situations and create fear in civilians. Instead of de-escalating the encounter, the officer weaponized law enforcement resources to pressure the driver into submission.
What's up, buddy? What's up, man? Question for you. What's that? I know the law states that I just have to show you registration, insurance, and driver's license. I don't have to give them to you.
You'd be able to exhibit them upon request on a traffic.
And I did.
Okay.
And he says I had to give them to him, which is, this is all on film. It's all going to the lawyers. It's all going to court.
Okay.
That's fine. So the law states all I have to do is show them to you.
Correct. Exhibit them upon request on a traffic stop.
I did that.
Okay.
And he's forcing me to give them to him.
Okay.
So if you're his supervisor, you may want to tell him what the law states.
Okay.
And he almost hit me.
Okay.
With his car.
Okay.
And that's on film too.
Okay.
If you want to pull somebody over, you don't fly to him, get this close to the rear bumper, and then when I hit my brakes, he's swerving and not hitting me and shit. What's going on?
At the end of the
Okay, so let me explain something to Kat right here. So Kat said, what if you live in your car like I do? God bless you, Kat. I hope you're able to get back up and get 4 walls and a bathroom around you soon. But let me explain something to you so you understand. The 1925 case of Carroll versus United States, often called the Carroll Doctrine, creates what's called the automobile exclusionary rule. Now, a lot of people believe that if you put a no trespassing sign in your car or you hang a sign in your window that says this is a private residence, that will change the automobile exclusionary rule. No, it won't. The automobile exclusionary rule states that because you're in a car and that car is mobile, then if they stop the car, then if the circumstances warrant or the circumstances are exigent, or if you give them probable cause to believe, they can pull you out of the car and search your car. So your car does not become a domicile unless it cannot move. Now, if you were in your car and it was up on cinder blocks and it couldn't roll, and you put a sign in the window that said no trespassing, this is a private domicile, now because the car isn't mobile and can't leave the scene, you may be able to get around the 1925 case of Carroll with the automobile exclusionary rule. And then Carroll has a long jurisprudence going all the way up till 2016. I don't want to bore you until we get on the wall and I teach you guys this in depth, just so you know.
Stop. The officer issued 2 citations for careless driving and failure to maintain a lane. Given that the driver was recording the entire incident, these charges appear retaliatory, a form of punishment for asserting legal rights. This practice violates the principle of impartial law enforcement and undermines public trust in policing.
But we'll play the game. But you have no right to enter my car. You have no right to bang on my windows. You have no right to force me to show you stuff or give you stuff that I've already shown you. Okay. So there's the problem. I don't know what this guy is and what he's doing, but he's making a very bad light shining upon the state troopers. Okay. This will be on YouTube, like all the other stuff on my channel. I understand. Now, the 3 pieces of paper I gave him, they can be used against me in a court of law.
Under Pennsylvania, Title 75, Section 6502, failure to pay a traffic citation within 10 days can result in license suspension, arrest warrants, increased fines. This means that minor traffic infractions can lead to life-altering legal consequences, disproportionately affecting those who cannot afford to pay fines immediately.
My right to not self-incriminate. Okay. So I technically, by law or rights, don't have to show him something that may incriminate me. Not that it will.
It brings us back to our original point of if you're pulled over for a traffic violation, you have to show those documents.
I can show them.
At that point, we do have a right to identify.
You're correct. I will show them happily. Right. Okay. Forcing me to give them to you is a whole big problem.
I mean, to each his own.
Well,
the Supreme.
So let me just say this right here to Dewad and to Kat. Listen, man, people do care about you. I do care about you, whether you're living in your car or you're living in a tent. I care about you. I care about people in general. Unfortunately, I care a great deal. So I'm sorry you went through that, Dewad. I'm sorry you're going through that now, Kat. And Conkler, you're going to beat that eviction because it's a bullshit eviction. They're trying to railroad Steve Conkler where he lives because he's an activist, and I'll let Steve tell his own story. But you're not unimportant because you're living in your car. You're not less than other people because you're living in your car. You keep going, you keep fighting, you get the best employment you can, and you get an apartment with 4 walls and a bathroom. But don't give up. Don't give up. Don't quit. There's people out there, we do care about you. So it may feel like you were alone in that car, Dewad, but people still care about you.
Court ruled in Bearden versus Georgia, 1983, that individuals cannot be imprisoned for failing to pay fines due to poverty. Yet, Pennsylvania's policies allow arrest warrants for unpaid fines, effectively criminalizing financial hardship. This system punishes the poor, while wealthier individuals can easily avoid such consequences. Graham v. Connor, 1989. Use of force must be reasonable. The Supreme Court in Graham v. Connor, 1989, ruled that police conduct must be objectively reasonable. However, the officer in this case escalated a minor infraction into an aggressive confrontation, failing to follow de-escalation protocols.
I don't know if, and I watched this video because I loved hearing the driver tell the cops to go screw themselves. But I don't know if Graham versus Connor would be invoked in this particular case because use of force is based on the reasonable officer, the objectively reasonable officer's perspective on the scene. So the amount of force the cops can use on you is based on the cop who's hurting you, on their perspective, what would be objectively reasonable. To clarify what Graham versus Connor actually is. That's he's kind of correct, but I don't think Graham versus Connor would be applicable here because there's been no physical touching. There's no use of force. So I don't know how you would apply Graham versus Connor in this particular case. And I guess I didn't truly dissect it with a couple hundred people watching. So So, matter of fact, let me even go further. Graham versus Connor wouldn't be applicable here. There's no objectively reasonableness force in here because there's no force. So Graham versus Connor, I mean, maybe the creator just wanted to sound a certain way. I don't know, but Graham versus Connor doesn't apply here.
This case is yet another example of how police abuse their authority without accountability.
No. Like I said, this isn't my stop. I just came here to
And I appreciate that, officer. What's your name, Pickens?
Pickens, Trooper Pickens.
And I appreciate that. And I'm not a but I will stand up for my rights. So when he's forcing his way into my car, banging on my window, trying to get in, as I'm showing him all three pieces against the window here, all he has to do is get his pen out, address, doobie-doo. It may be a little bit pain in the ass for you guys to do that, right? But boo-hoo. That's the way it is. So
the officer tailgated the driver before initiating the stop, creating a dangerous situation. Under Pennsylvania law, reckless driving can result in 6 months of license suspension and fines up to $200. Ironically, the officer who claimed to be enforcing safety laws was violating them himself.
this guy's used to people complying to his illegal orders. I will not. Okay. You wonder why people have a bad taste with cops? I don't. You may think I do because I will voice my opinion and voice my rights. But you have every right to do that. Okay. Some cops take the
Even the driver kind of went a little too far here.
I will not. Okay. You wonder why people have a bad taste with cops?
Do you want to know why people have a bad taste for cops?
I don't.
He says he doesn't. Now, put a 1 in the chat if you think that he does. Put a 1 in the chat if you think that he does have a bad taste for cops. 1 for me. I have a bad taste for cops. Terry Marine, what is going on, my play? What's going on, my friend? Playa. What's going on, Playboy? What's up with the Playboy? What's up with the Playboy? What's going on, Playboy? So I have a bad taste for cops because they follow a rigid set of policies, procedures, and protocols that are designed to hurt us. What did the gentleman say? It's pain compliance. He said it's pain compliance. Well, on camera, that doesn't look real good, pain compliance. It looks like hell.
You may think I do because I will voice my opinion and voice my rights. But you have every right to do that. Okay? Some cops take that the wrong way. The Constitution was written for a reason, sir. You know what I'm saying? Now, that's a whole nother story, but yes, you are correct.
Dan Hanlon.
Correct. Since you and I did not sign the Constitution, it's not a binding contract to either of us.
Nope. No. Since you and I didn't sign the Constitution, it is a non-binding contract? No. Incorrect. So when you hear the term rule of law, is everybody familiar with the term rule of law? There's rule of law and then there's WROLL, without rule of law. Now, countries like Haiti, who are without rule of law, you can see what that looks like. You don't have to have signed the contract to be born into the social contract and have to be governed by the laws in the country that you live in. Every single country in America has a social contract. You are born into it at birth. So let me give you a simple example. You can't drive 90 miles an hour down that road right there because there's a law there that says that you have to drive 45 miles an hour. So if you go over 45 miles an hour, then you'll be pulled over and likely caged. Now, I don't agree with the punishment, but what you've done is you violated the law, which is the social contract that you're born into. The social contract in these United States is represented by the rule of law called the Constitution. So he's completely and utterly wrong, the driver is. It's not even remotely close how wrong he is. He's completely wrong. You don't have to sign the Constitution to be a part of it.
Technically, if you want to understand law.
No, you don't understand law, bro, but I get what you're trying to do here.
Failure to pay a traffic fine in Pennsylvania can lead to an arrest warrant, disproportionately targeting the working class and low-income individuals. This practice has been widely criticized by civil rights groups for creating a debtor's prison system, despite legal precedent prohibiting such punishments.
Called back up because I called him a coward. So when he's fearing for his life about something that's so irrational, then you should not be in this position or profession. Okay? Seriously. I understand you guys got it rough and you got to be careful. I understand that. I understand there's crazy people out there. I understand that. But the whole taste was just really sour. So I can't wait to see what he writes me up for.
Throughout the encounter, the officer displayed ignorance of Pennsylvania's legal code, despite being tasked with enforcing it. This exposes a fundamental issue in law enforcement. Officers are given broad authority, but often lack proper legal training.
So I can't wait to see what he writes me up for. Contempt of cop, called me a pussy, called me a coward, wah, 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 I'm a baby and a coward. Is that what we do nowadays? You guys men? I'm sorry. Are you guys men or are you little fluff cakes?
They're little fluff cakes. So, Elma, I did know that. Did you guys know, in case the other people here didn't know, did you know Trump has terminated the National Law Enforcement Accountability Database through executive order, the federal repository that tracked misconduct by cops? He's deleted it. If you guys want to know what Trump is doing, what the big plan is for Trump and some people on the hard right, I just put a link in the chat. I'm not going to show the video on this channel, but if you want to know it, here's the link. Here's the link right here. If you want to know. And by the way, I looked into everything that woman in the video is saying, and she's spot on. That's what Trump is doing. That's what they're trying to do. It's pretty morbid. It's pretty out there. She says out loud, this makes me sound crazy, but I had already seen several things that she mentioned in the video that totally align with what she's saying. So if you want to know what Trumpster's doing, you can watch that video I put in the chat.
Like I said, I cannot speak for him. I'm not gonna,
Well, he called back up pretty quick, didn't he?
This was my stop to be different, but it's not.
That's cool. But he called back up pretty quick, didn't he?
The importance of recording police encounters. Without video evidence, this entire encounter could have been misrepresented in court. Recording police interactions is one of the most powerful tools for holding law enforcement accountable, ensuring that officers cannot falsify reports or fabricate charges.
So this guy's just a little baby. I'm sure he's your partner and your buddy. I don't mean to down him, but I call a spade a spade.
Everybody's entitled to their own opinion.
You seem to be pretty cool. I mean, so if I did this to you, would that make you cry? That made him cry. You have to put your window down.
Traffic stops generate billions of dollars in revenue nationwide, incentivizing officers to prioritize ticketing over real crime prevention. When police function as revenue collectors rather than protectors, public trust in law enforcement collapses.
Polite.
Investigation to
It's
a point.
polite. I can hear you maybe a little bit better. I don't have to do it. So I'm not going to do something that I don't have to do. To test my public officials. To see if they understand the law. To see if they have a big ego attached to their... Okay?
Are traffic stops really about public safety? While officers claim that traffic stops prevent accidents, studies show that many stops disproportionately target minor infractions rather than hazardous driving behaviors. The prioritization of ticket quotas and revenue collection over genuine safety concerns reveals the true motives behind many traffic stops.
All right, so here's the deal, sir. Here's your license.
Here's the deal. Here's the deal.
Here's your registration.
You write down all the lies?
2 citations
Oh
today,
my.
sir.
Oh no.
1 for careless driving and 1 for failure to maintain your lane. All right, we're putting across the lanes.
That's fine. It's all on film.
Okay. As well as I instructed before, you order your recording 3 times, 30 seconds prior to the stop.
Good. I was filming way before that.
Okay.
So exactly what I was doing will be on film.
Okay. All right. We can go to court for it, sir.
We're going to court.
So here's the bolded address. That's going to be actual court address as well, right here.
Down here.
Yep. So you're going to cut. There's 2 of these. You're going to cut these out. You're going to mail it in within 10 days. If you don't do it within 10 days, license will be suspended, revoked, or be a warrant out for your arrest.
Oh no! So you actually will extort people that bad If they don't have the money to pay for a ticket, you will actually put a warrant out for them and arrest a poor person.
An AOPC bench warrant is what happens for failure to pay, usually, or failure to respond to the citation.
Being falsely accused or wrongfully cited can have long-lasting psychological effects, causing anxiety, fear, and distrust in law enforcement. When officers use aggression and intimidation, they create hostile encounters that escalate rather than ensuring public safety.
A lot of the times what happens is people don't realize that I'm behind them.
Oh, I saw you.
So my lights and my sirens, me getting close, I also have to read your registration as well.
Oh, so you have to get 1 inch from my bumper to do that?
Yeah, I need to in order
So it's okay for you to tailgate and to drive erratically, and I can't find you, but you can make up shit.
I'm trying to catch up to the violator, which is
trying to catch up.
Yes, sir.
Thank God I am. Make sure you say that in court.
I will, sir.
Okay, because everything's on film.
Yes, it is.
Oh, you know it is.
Legal recourse, fighting, wrongful citations. Drivers who receive wrongful citations should take immediate action to protect their rights and challenge the abuse of power. The first step is to contest the citation in court, ensuring that any false allegations are properly addressed before a judge. Additionally, drivers should request body camera footage from the officer to provide an objective record of the encounter, which can serve as crucial evidence in their defense.
On Constitution headquarters, so the website's not complete yet, the game's not complete yet, but we have the game mapped out. It just takes time to get all the pieces created so that they're perfect, and I can sell it in a box. You guys can pre-order the game on Constitution headquarters. But here's the bigger thing that we're doing on Constitution headquarters. Do you hear him say just now how you have to get the body camera footage? On Constitution headquarters, you can download for free demand for body cam footage in your state of Illinois, in Wisconsin, in New Jersey, in Florida. Constitution headquarters is a download center. Buy the game so you can learn the case law and learn the Constitution. However, what Constitution headquarters is it's a way to change your state legislature to go around Pennsylvania versus Mims. So let me give you a simple example. In the case of Pennsylvania versus Mims, 1977, which is an extension of the 1968 case of Terry versus Ohio, Pennsylvania versus Mims could not exist without Terry versus Ohio. Pennsylvania versus Mims says that you have to get out of the car when ordered out of the car in the name of officer safety. Officer safety comes from Terry versus Ohio. That never existed before. But did you know in the state of Pennsylvania, Pennsylvania versus Mims isn't a thing? Do you notice how the cop was so frustrated, but he couldn't order him out of the car for his safety? The cop was pretty frustrated, right? And they're in Pennsylvania. Pennsylvania versus Mims is state legislature in the state of Pennsylvania. And in Pennsylvania, there's legislation that says that you can't order someone out of the car unless you're going to arrest them. There's no such thing as Pennsylvania versus Mims in the state of Pennsylvania. So Constitution headquarters, what we're doing on the website along with the board game is I'm giving you easy downloadable demand for body camera footage, demand for return of property. It's all free. It's for free. You can download it for free. If you want to donate, great. Thanks. Appreciate it. But you can get anything that you need. What are the two things people need the most? They need a body camera and they need demand for return of property. People often will email me. I get thousands of emails of people saying, hey, they took my camera and I can't get it back. Well, now on Constitution headquarters, you can download that form for your state, whether you be in Texas, New York, Florida, Louisiana. We have to morph. That's why I haven't been here. Why would I leave a channel and go work on something else when the channel's got hundreds of thousands and millions of people come back and watch this channel? There's only 600,000 subscribers on this channel, but every month, 5 million people come back and watch the videos. They come back. I get the analytics on YouTube, China, United States government. So you can change Pennsylvania versus Mims in Ohio if you can get a bill into the House that says you don't have to get out of the car unless it's incident to arrest. And I wrote that bill, so you'll have it available on Constitution headquarters. I can't wait for this site to launch properly.
So there's 2 citations for you,
You
sir.
can just drop it. I don't want to touch you. I don't want to touch your extortion papers.
Okay. All right, there's 2 citations.
Anything else?
No, that's it. You're free to drive safe.
So you guys, your job is not to go after criminals. It's to monitor citizens driving down the road.
There's criminal behavior that happens, and we take care of that as well, sir.
So you're not out catching rapists and murderers and
We do that
thieves?
as well. That's exactly. If there's criminal activity that happens, and we do that as well.
So they'll call you and say, hey, we need you.
Traffic violations as well.
So when's the last time you caught a criminal? When's the last time you arrested a criminal?
We didn't divulge that information to you.
Because you haven't, because you're too busy extorting people.
Okay. All right. So
Good for you, man.
Just
make sure you're don't tell me what to do. Shut the fuck up. Shut the fuck up. Shut the fuck up. Goodbye. Goodbye. Goodbye.
Victim files $1.5 million lawsuit against police department for civil rights violations following the egregious misconduct and constitutional violations committed during the traffic stop. The victim has filed a $1.5 million lawsuit against the police department, citing unlawful detention, attempted illegal search, abuse of authority, and violation of Fifth and Fourth Amendment rights. Legal experts argue that the officer's actions, including the use of intimidation tactics and retaliatory citations, demonstrate a pattern of systemic abuse that warrants legal accountability. The lawsuit also aims to challenge the protections of qualified immunity, ensuring that law enforcement officers face real consequences for violating citizens' rights. If successful, this case could set a precedent for police accountability and force meaningful reform within the department. Conclusion: this must end, or it starts with you. This incident is not just about one bad officer, it's about a broken system that protects law enforcement at the expense of citizens' rights. The abuse of power, intimidation tactics, and legal violations in this encounter are happening nationwide. The only way to stop this is through education, legal action, and public accountability.
Which is exactly why I have rebuilt the wall of the history of America. So now you can clearly see that we have the prison graph lined out with the numbers. We have the lynching graph here. If you can see up there, I mean, listen, I'm going to do close-ups on these things when I produce the content for this thing. But up here, this was the lynching graph going back to 1882. The white line right here is how many white people were lynched. And then the black lines are for the black people who were lynched. This is the prison industry here. I mean, I've showed this several times to you guys, but it doesn't take off until we completely lose our Fourth Amendment right. And then it takes off like a rocket. I have been climbing up and down that ladder like a monkey for the past several weeks to get everything on this wall. Like the gentleman just said in that video, nothing changes without education. And so since I saw you guys last, I have put so many new cases on the wall. I mean, if you don't know the 1939 case of Nardone, ruled evidence from illegal wiretapping is admissible, reinforcing the exclusionary rule. So it's like ruled evidence from illegal wiretapping is inadmissible, reinforcing the exclusionary rule. So we're going to go over each and every one of these cases in great detail. I would love to sit on here. V. Boyer, everybody. V. Boyer is in the room. How you doing, V? What's going on? I have called you a couple times trying to see where you are and what's going on. Give me a call back when you can. I would love to talk to you, V. So anyway, this is what I've been working on, and this is all I've been working on. That's it right there. That's what I've been doing. That's all I've been doing. Oh, here's the books that I read in jail. Those are all the books that I read in the dungeon. So yeah, slowly but surely, we don't stop. We don't stop. Get over to constitutionhq.com. Get a copy of my board game before it comes out. It is coming out, and the board game is very interactive and very cool. You'll be able to play it with 12-year-olds or 90-year-olds. It's a great game. And it took me a long time to figure out the proper ins and outs of how the game worked, but I sat in that dungeon and I figured it out. And I created this badass board game. Ryu Serious Audits. What's going on, Playboy? A couple of people said Kareem, I think you wanted to get a poster. So the poster is a representation of this. If you guys haven't seen my poster, I'm not going to pull it up right now because I'm coming up on 2 hours. And I promised myself, cross my heart and hope to die, that I have a few more things to get on this before I start teaching on Monday. So I start teaching on Monday. You can expect that first video on Tuesday. As a matter of fact, I know for a fact, if the t-shirts are done, then I will teach on Monday. I'm just waiting for Constitution HQ t-shirt to be done, and then we start teaching on Monday. So you guys will be able to learn a ton of case law coming up. And I'm going to show some on here, but I have another channel called Constitution Headquarters. So you guys should go over there and check that bad chicken out. V Boyer. Yeah, I cannot wait. Let them life under the microscope. I cannot wait to get this done and get this out to you guys. Cannot wait. Shane, what's going on? What is going on? Chevy, what's going on, my friend? What's the matter? You, Ardell, Brandy, Secret Agent. What's the matter? You, the Joker. First time I've said your name today. Iris, good to see you. Elma, nice to see you. Good to see you. I already said Ryut, Serious Audits. What's going on, my friend? Steve Conkler, DJ Lovehouse, thanks for coming. Montego, thank you for coming. I appreciate it. Rami, just first time I've said your name. Good to see you, buddy. Good to see you. Listen, I got to get the flock out of here. I got to keep working on this wall. I got to finish this wall. So if my t-shirts are done on Monday, I can start teaching on Monday. Let's OTVO, Cope Dogged Dog, Steve, Bruce, Mikey, Greg. I don't know where Greg is. Have you guys seen Greg B lately? I'm going to shoot him a text or a phone call and see where he's at and see if he's okay. Listen, I've got to get the flock out of here. I really appreciate it. Remember, today's 2-for-1 trifolds. Go to my website, get a trifold, 2-for-1 cop cards today on deletelaws.com. So get over there and grab one of those. I got to get the flock out of here. Thanks for coming to my TED Talk. I'll see you guys on the next one. Later, Gators.